so I'm going to try and teach you how to do bar chords. I try to show you how they are formed, and it's quite simple if you know the notes on the 6th string and the 5th string. What I mean by that is, sorry, that if you know that the open 6th string is an E note, that's why when you hold an E chord, then you play the open 6th string. After that, we have this note. There's only a semitone between E to F, so that's an F note. There's a tone to G, that's a G note. Then a tone to A, it's an A note, that's a B. And B and C, that's again where there's a semitone, B to C. Then we have a D. And then we have reached the 12th fret, which is basically where the guitar, that's the 12th fret. And then we reach an E again. That's an octave. So we have the E open string, 6th string, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Now I don't know if you ever learned music theory, basic music theory, where you have a semitone between E to F and B to C. And obviously, if that's an E, the open 6th string, so that's an F, that's an F sharp, and then you get a G. That's a G sharp, then an A, then an A sharp, then a B. Then you have a C, because there's a semitone between B to C, and then a C sharp, and then a D sharp, and then an E. So when you hold an E chord, bar chords are basically the same. They follow the note, the root note, which in this case is the 6th string. So if I do an E, and I take it a semitone up, I move the whole chord semitone up, but I change my fingers. I'm still holding an E shape here. Yeah, that's an E shape. I'm changing my fingers so that one will be free to do the bar. And I place the bar here. So what I've done here, to get an F chord, I've taken E, a semitone up, put a bar, because I need to take the open strings a semitone up as well, and I get an F. So that's an E, that's an F. Now if I move it another semitone, that's an F sharp. Another semitone, it's a G. What guides me is the 6th string, the notes that I showed you before. So that's a G, yeah, that's an E, F, F sharp, G, then a G sharp, then an A sharp, B, C, D, D sharp, I think I made a mistake there, so let's go back. That's an A, that's an A sharp, that's a B, that's a C, C sharp, that's a D sharp, which is quite hard to do because if I had a cutaway guitar, where basically a cutaway guitar is where that part of the body of the guitar is cut like that. So I can barely do it, but so that's an E. But they don't usually use that shape over here because it's very uncomfortable again with a non-cutaway guitar. So I take an E, F, F sharp, that note is an F sharp, a G, because on the 6th string that's a G, G sharp, A sharp, that's a B, C, D, and so on. So what you need to remember is that between E to F and B to C there's a semitone. That's why on a piano or a keyboard there is no black. I don't know if you ever noticed that, but there's no black key in between two white keys every now and again, if you notice that. So that's because between E to F and B and C there's already a semitone. They're already a semitone close. So if it's a tone, so you can move up a semitone and then reach the note. So between E to F, that's what's important to remember. E to F and B to C, there's a semitone. So if the note goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or basically they started from a C. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, where you know again that there is a semitone between E to F and B to C, then you'll know the notes all over the guitar, because if you know the 6th string is an E, so that will be an F sharp, a G, G sharp, A sharp, B, then C, because it's a semitone, then C sharp and a D, then a D sharp, and then an A again, because we finished the cycle. Yeah. So with the chords again, it's an F, an E moved up, that's an F sharp, that's a G, G sharp, A sharp, and B. So it's very simple if you when you see it properly, when it's being explained properly, it's quite simple. Now what's good about it is if you want to take that's an E chord, it's an E major chord, but if you want to do, it's the same thing exactly. If you do an E minor chord, moves the same way, only with those two fingers, move up half a tone, put the bar on to take the open strings half a tone as well. Usually we use this finger to support the bar chord like that. After you practice it for a while, it's not that difficult. It might be difficult at the beginning, but you need to practice that. So an E minor, going a semitone up, gives us the F minor chord. And then exactly the same as we had on the E major chord that we done at the beginning. So if that's an F minor, that will be an F sharp minor, G minor, G sharp minor, an A minor, yeah, just like an A minor, A sharp minor, B minor, C minor, D minor, D sharp minor, yeah, A minor, A sharp minor, B minor, C minor, C sharp minor, D minor, again, I made a mistake I think, then D sharp minor, and then an E minor again, because that's where the guitar starts all over again, because all the notes, you must know that the guitar is tuned to E, A, D, G, B, E. So obviously that will be the case when you reach the 12th fret and you finish the cycle, an octave. You moved 12 semitones or 6 whole tones. You're reaching this 12th fret, which basically cuts the string in half. That's why. And then all the open strings, if that's an E, that will be an E. If that's an A, that will be an A. If that's a D, that will be a D. If that's a G, that will be a G. If that's a B, that will be a B. E, that will be an E. You have the harmonics there as well. So E gives me F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and so on. And E minor will give me an F minor, F sharp minor, G minor, G sharp minor, and A minor. So that's taking that's creating bar chords from an E or an E minor shape, where the root note, the bass, is the 6th string. There's another way, one more thing, you know, to take it, simply to take it from when the root is A, meaning exactly the same thing, but you do an A shape, and you move that, but according to the notes on the A string, because this time when we do an A or A minor, when we do an A, the root note, the bass, is the 5th string, not the 6th string. So on the 5th string, that's an A, that's an A sharp, and that's a B. Between B and C, again, there's a semitone, so that's a B, that's a C, that's a C sharp, that's a D, that's a D sharp, that's an E, that's an F, an F sharp, G, G sharp, and obviously we reach an A again. Like I told you, when you reach the 12th fret, you finish in a cycle, and you go back to the note you started with. So A, if I take it up a semitone and I put a bar, but this time I'm not playing the 6th string at all, because I need to, the 6th string is basically, you can just block it with this finger. You need to concentrate on making this note, but you want to hold all the guitars, so this won't be free. So I cover everything, but I'm starting to play from the 5th string. That's it's not very comfortable to do, especially when you have the guitar on a strap or something, or when you're standing up. That's why a lot of guitar players like to do it like that, with one finger holding those 3 like that, and then it's much easier. Or even with the 4th finger. So, but it comes out, what I want you to understand is that it's coming out of an A shape or an A minor shape, just like we done on the 6th string, where it's coming out of an E shape or an E minor shape. Yeah. So if that's an A, that's a B. That's an A sharp. Sorry. That's a B. That's a C. That's a C sharp. A D. I'm following basically the same thing where I told you that between a B and a C there's a semitone, and between E and F there's a semitone. So if I know that's the A string is an A, then I'll know that this is an A sharp, because this is the note that comes after the A. So A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. So I can do that. And just go. All you need to remember is the notes on the fifth string, on the A string. So very simple. I think it takes a bit of practice to do it, but you can also do it from an A minor, like I said before. Yeah. Again, A minor moves a semitone up. I change my fingers, just like I done with the E, and I put a bar chord. And then I get A sharp minor, and then B minor, and then a C minor. So what you'll see, I have to show you that if I take an E minor, move it all the way up to A minor. So I need the A is on the 5th fret. I already know that. So if I'm taking an E minor, so I can, what I wanted to show you is that I can do an A minor here, and obviously I can move it to a B minor, moving up a tone. So that's B minor from an E minor shape. Yeah, that's a B minor from an E minor shape. So I can also do that B minor from an A minor shape. If I move A minor a whole tone up, so I can do a B minor from an A minor shape, where the root is the 5th string. I hope that's not confusing. If you watch it a few times, this video will be easy. So what I'm trying to show you is that you can create a B minor here, if you like the sound of it, or here. It really doesn't matter where you're doing the B minor, but sometimes you like the sound of that, especially with that high B note in that case, or you want it here, which sounds a little bit different because the notes are sometimes they're higher. It's the same, they're the same notes, but sometimes they're an octave up and sometimes they're not. And the same thing with a major. That's an A moving out to a B. So that's an A from the E shape moving out to a B. So basically they'll sound the same. So let's summarize everything. You need to know the notes on the E string: E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and that will, and so on, and that will give you the guide of which bar chord are you doing. If you're starting from an E, so that will be an E major, so that will be an F major, F sharp major, G major, G sharp major, A major. If you're starting from an E minor shape, that will be an F minor, F sharp minor by the root, no, 6th string, G minor, G sharp minor, A minor, and from the 5th string. So now the 6th string is muted; it's got nothing to do with the chord at all. Just like when you play an A, you don't want to play that note. It's got nothing to do with an A. So A gives you a B, an A sharp, a B, a C, a C sharp, a D. And by the way, if that's a C and that's a C sharp and then a D, so if that's a C and that's a C sharp, that C sharp is also D flat. It's the same chord. C to C sharp is D, D flat. It's the same thing. It's just going backwards, so you call it a flat. And from the A minor shape, so you can extract bar chords from any shape of E. E to F, or you can do an E minor to F minor. You can do an E7 shape. Same thing with the A. You can do an A to B, a semitone up, for example, a whole tone up, or A to A sharp, or you can do an A minor, semitone up to A sharp minor. You can do an A7, which looks like that, to A sharp 7, and it goes up the same way. A7, A sharp 7, B7, C7. So that's it. Bar chords. Sometimes they take bar chords out of a C chord, but then that's a much more sort of complicated way to, I mean, it's not very comfortable to do this, but sometimes they do. But basically most of the bar chords are from the E, 6th string as a root, or from the A. Yeah? So that's the main way to do bar chords, and I really hope you understood what's going on. You can watch it a few times. You can ask me any question you want regarding, but if you watch this video a few times, and if you remember that you need to know the notes on the 6th string and the notes on the 5th string. The notes are of a major scale, for example, is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Between E to F, there's a semitone, so you only move one fret on the guitar. You only move one fret when it's a semitone. You move 2 frets when it's a tone. So between E to F and B to C, there's a semitone. Anytime you move from B to C or E to F, you only move 1 fret, okay? And not 2 frets. That's all you need to remember. Once you know that, and you obviously know the open chords, the E open chord, E minor open chord, E7 open chord. So you can do from the E major chord, create your F, create your F sharp. From the E minor, you can create your F minor, your F sharp minor. From the A, 5th string, you can do the A sharp, B, or A minor, A sharp minor, B minor, or A7, A sharp 7, B7. Some people at the beginning, because bar chords are hard for them to do, so when they do from an A minor, they do a B minor, so they just do that. But here, you're lacking a bass. So it's only, yeah. If you want the bass, you have to use bar chords. And also to do all the sharps and flats and stuff like that, you want to use bar chords. So from E, when the root is the 6th string, and from A. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed it and you've learned.